We tell stories of human way, not with artificial voices or AI slop. In the end, what's HFI without humanity? Subscribe to keep it this way. My name is Amir Sohal. Let's begin. In the cold silence of space, the human starship Aurora glided slowly through the dark sector known as the Shadow Verge. The crew had been assigned a routine patrol, scanning for rogue asteroids and abandoned debris. Yet, something unusual appeared on the sensors, a strange object, drifting silently, almost like it was waiting to be found. Captain Elena Pierce stared at the screen. Her eyes narrowed as the object came into focus. "What is that?" she whispered. The ship's AI, Lumen, responded in its calm, mechanical voice. "Unknown vessel. Long-range scans indicate it is heavily damaged. No life signs detected." The human crew exchanged uneasy glances. Deep space was dangerous, but curiosity ran deep in humanity. To some, the unknown was irresistible. "It's a ship," said Lieutenant Harris, the weapons officer. "But it doesn't look human." The Aurora moved closer. The shape of the alien starship slowly emerged through the mist of space dust. Its hull was cracked, scorched in some areas, and parts of it seemed to be missing entirely. Yet, the size of the ship was enormous, far bigger than any human vessel. The design was strange, with sharp edges and strange patterns glowing faintly along the hull. It was a ghost drifting in the void. "Captain, sensors show signs of ancient technology," said Dr. Amara Liu, the ship's science officer. "This ship could be centuries old, maybe abandoned after some battle." Pierce swallowed hard. "Set a course. Let's get a closer look. But be careful, this will be a trap." As the Aurora approached, strange readings appeared on the sensors. A faint energy pulse, almost like a heartbeat, pulsed from the alien ship. It was weak and irregular. No life signs, but something was still there. The crew felt a chill. The docking bay opened. The airlock cycled, and the first team suited up for an EVA, extravehicular activity. Captain Pierce led them, her boots clanking softly against the ship's metallic corridors. Every step echoed in the hollow silence of the alien vessel. The interior was dark, but the faint lights embedded in the walls gave a ghostly glow. Broken panels and burned circuits littered the floor. It was clear this ship had been through a massive battle. The crew moved cautiously, scanning with flashlights. Every shadow seemed alive, every creak a potential threat. Suddenly, Lieutenant Harris froze. "Over here, you need to see this," he said. The team gathered around a console. Despite the damage, it flickered weakly with a holographic display. It showed scenes of massive battle, alien ships firing energy beams at one another. The images were shaky, as if captured in haste. Dr. Liu studied the display. These are records of a war. The aliens, they fought something and lost. That's why the ship was abandoned. A low hum started to fill the corridors. The team tensed, their hands on their weapons. The hum grew louder, almost like a warning. A series of panels lit up, revealing a strange symbol, a mark the humans had never seen before. It was almost like a crest of arrogance, a message left behind. We were superior. We were unstoppable. And you are insignificant. Captain Pierce felt a chill. "It's almost mocking us," she whispered. The crew moved on, deeper into the ship. The corridors twisted strangely, making it difficult to maintain orientation. Sensors flickered. Communications were weak. Something about this ship resisted being fully scanned. Then, suddenly, a door slammed shut behind them with a deafening clang. The team spun around. Harris tried to override the door controls, but the system was alien, too complex to manipulate. Panic rose briefly, but Pierce forced him to focus. "Stay calm. Keep moving forward. There must be another way," she ordered. As they turned the corner, they saw it, a massive chamber, and in the center, a strange object floated, suspended by invisible forces. It was the alien ship's power core, partially exposed, its energy flickering like a dying star. Around it, skeletal remains of alien crew floated, frozen in time. They were hollow, thin, with expressions of fear still etched on their faces. Dr. Liu stepped closer. "This power core, it's incredible. Even damaged, it holds more energy than our entire fleet could generate. If we could harness it. Her voice trailed off as the weight of possibilities sank in. The hum in the chamber grew louder, more urgent. The humans felt it vibrating through their suits. Suddenly, the lights flickered violently and the holographic images of the battle activated again, projecting onto the walls. This time, the images showed something terrifying. Humans, centuries before, struggling in a war with the same alien race. The aliens had underestimated humanity then, and now, in some strange twist of fate, the humans had found their lost technology. A shadow moved near the far end of the chamber. The team froze. It wasn't alive, or at least not entirely. Fragment of alien machinery twitched as if possessed by some unseen force. Sparks flew, and the hum became a roar. Harris fired his weapon, but the pulse was absorbed by the machinery. It wasn't attacking, but it was testing them, measuring their strength. Pierce took a deep breath. We came here to observe, but this ship has chosen to show us more. We must understand it and survive. Dr. Liu moved closer to the power core, her fingers hovering over the controls. The logs indicate a final mission. The aliens abandoned this vessel to prevent something. They didn't want anyone to take this, but they failed. Humanity is here. Suddenly, a panel opened, revealing a storage unit. Inside were weapons, tools, and devices unlike anything humans had ever seen. Pierce picked one up, a small device that pulsed with energy. It's a weapon, she said, and yet it could be used to defend, to rebuild, to turn our loss into something else. The hum peaked, vibrating through every fiber of their suits. The ship seemed alive now, responding to human presence, almost welcoming or challenging them. Pierce felt the weight of responsibility. We can't just take it. We have to understand it, or it could destroy us. As the team prepared to exit, Harris looked back at the skeletal remains. They left us behind. Why? Was it pride, fear, or a warning? Pierce shook her head. Maybe all of it. But one thing is certain. Humanity's story is about to change. From this abandoned wreck, we will forge a turning point. Something they never expected, something they could not predict. As the Aurora moved away from the ghostly alien ship, the crew stared at the dark void. The stars felt closer, yet more distant. Deep in the shadow verge, a new chapter had begun. Humanity had found what was lost, and in that discovery lay the seed of their revenge and their triumph. The alien ship drifted silently once more, a broken monument to a past that had underestimated the human spirit. And somewhere in the darkness, faint energy pulses hinted that it was not entirely inert. Something waited, something watched, and humanity's presence had awakened it. Captain Pierce gazed forward, her mind racing. This is just the beginning. The Aurora had barely pulled away from the drifting alien ship when Captain Elena Pierce felt a shiver run down her spine. The ship's hull groaned softly, a reminder that even in deep space, nothing was truly silent. Yet the sense of something waiting, unseen but aware, lingered in the air. "We need to go back," said Lieutenant Harris quietly, his eyes fixed on the last image of the alien wreck on the view screen. "There's something there, something they didn't want us to see." Pierce didn't answer immediately. She knew Harris was right. Humanity had stumbled upon a treasure, and perhaps a trap, but curiosity was a human trait, and caution could only delay what fate had already set in motion. "Prepare the boarding team," she ordered. We go in, carefully, slowly. The crew suited up once again, their movements methodical, aware that the alien ship had already tested them once. They docked, and the airlock hissed as it opened. The first thing they noticed was a smell, metallic, burnt, and strangely sweet, as if the ship itself had a scent. Inside, the corridors twisted more than before. What had seemed linear from the outside was a labyrinth within. Walls shifted subtly, panels moved as if nudged by invisible hands. Harris muttered under his breath, "It's like the ship is alive, watching us." Dr. Amara Liu led the science team into what appeared to be the central command deck. The room was massive, towering with machinery that hummed faintly, though many consoles were damaged. The flickering holograms from the previous visit now glowed stronger, showing fragments of alien data. "These are star charts," Dr. Liu said, pointing to projections. But not just to their territory. These show other galaxies, systems humans haven't mapped yet. They had technology far beyond ours, and they were exploring or invading. Pierce's eyes narrowed. So, they were ambitious. But why abandon the ship instead of destroying it? A sudden spark shot from a nearby console, illuminating part of the room. In that brief flash, the crew saw something that made them all freeze. A figure. Not alive, not fully dead, but something in between. An alien, suspended mid-motion. Its body twisted unnaturally, limbs tangled with broken machinery. Its eyes glowed faintly. Harris whispered, "It's still aware. Not alive, but conscious somehow." Dr. Liu stepped forward, careful. "This ship, it stores memories or consciousness. Look at these logs. They're not just recordings. It's as if the ship kept their minds, preserved them." Pierce felt a chill. Humanity had always thought of alien ships as machines, tools, vessels. This was something different. Something alive in a way humans had never imagined. The crew moved deeper, following the hum of energy. They reached a chamber that seemed untouched by battle, glowing with a strange, soft light. In the center, an alien device hovered. It was circular, spinning slowly, pulsing with a rhythm almost like a heartbeat. Dr. Liu stepped closer, mesmerized. This is a core of knowledge. It contains their technology, their research, maybe even their strategy. If we can understand it. She trailed off, knowing the implications were enormous. Suddenly, the device reacted to her proximity. Panels opened, lights flashed, and a series of holograms appeared around them. Not star charts this time, but simulations of humans fighting the aliens. Scenes of past wars, battles, failures. The humans in the images were smaller, weaker, outnumbered. Yet there was something else, a pattern, a strategy. The aliens had tried to record every human tactic, every movement. Pierce whispered, "They studied us and feared us, but they didn't expect us here now." Harris looked around nervously. "And now the ship is showing us more?" The chamber seemed to react. A section of the floor shifted, revealing a hidden corridor. The walls glowed faintly with alien symbols, running like veins along the metal. The team exchanged wary glances. This corridor hadn't been visible before. It was as if the ship itself had decided they were worthy or ready to see its deepest secrets. Inside, the corridor widened into a laboratory. Rows of alien devices lined the walls. Some pulsed with energy. Some had components that floated without support. There were specimens, strange biological forms preserved in liquid, writhing occasionally, reacting to the human's presence. Dr. Liu's voice was trembling with excitement. They experimented with biology, with energy, maybe even with time itself. This could rewrite what we know about science. Harris swallowed hard. And they left it behind for us to find, or for us to fail with. Pierce's jaw tightened. No mistakes. We learn. We survive. We take what we can use, and we leave the rest. As they explored, the ship seemed to grow more responsive. Lights shifted, panels moved, doors opened without touch. The crew realized the ship was a vast intelligence. Not conscious in human terms, but aware, adaptive, and reactive. It tested them with each step, presenting challenges, hints, and sometimes illusions. At the far end of the lab, they found what looked like a weapon, unlike anything humans had seen. A sphere, small enough to carry, but pulsing with dangerous energy. Dr. Liu carefully lifted it. This could be a core weapon, designed to change battles before they even begin. The hum of the ship grew louder. Then, the walls projected a massive scene, a holographic simulation of the galaxy, with point of light representing fleets and planets. Lines moved across the map, showing strategies, attacks, defenses. The aliens had been planning something vast, something that could have ended humanity centuries ago, if they had succeeded. Pierce studied the simulation. They abandoned the ship because they lost, but they left behind the seeds of power. Power humanity can use now. Carefully. Suddenly, the chamber shook. Sparks flew from the ceiling, and the lights flickered violently. Harris fired at a floating piece of alien tech, which suddenly split apart and reformed into a strange floating drone. It hovered, observing them, scanning them. It didn't attack. But the crew realized it was testing them again. Dr. Liu gasped. It's alive in a way we can't fight. But maybe we can communicate with it. Learn from it. Use it. Pierce nodded. Then we proceed. Carefully. Step by step. Understand before we act. Every discovery here could be humanity's advantage. Or doom. As they prepared to leave the laboratory, the team found a series of alien logs. In them, messages from alien commanders to their fleets. They spoke of pride, arrogance, fear of the unknown, and repeated warnings about humanity. The humans had been underestimated. Always, Pierce felt a surge of resolve. They abandoned a broken starship, thinking we would never find it. But they didn't count on our persistence, our curiosity, our ability to take loss and turn it into something greater. Dr. Liu studied one of the holograms carefully. If we can reverse engineer even part of this technology, we could change everything, even the balance of power in the galaxy. Harris shook his head, awestruck. It's terrifying and amazing. We're holding their genius, their fear in our hands. The crew moved back toward the docking bay, carrying what they could: weapon cores, data drives, alien devices. Every step felt heavier with the weight of knowledge and responsibility. They realized the true gift of the ship was not just technology, but understanding the enemy, and understanding themselves. As the Aurora undocked once again, the alien ship drifted silently, its hidden chambers intact, ready to reveal more to those who dared enter. The humans had survived its tests, uncovered secrets that could change the course of history, and glimpsed the scale of power they were about to wield. Pierce looked out at the drifting wreck. This is only the beginning, she said. The galaxy will not see us coming until it's too late. The hum of the alien ship faded behind them, but the lessons it left burned in their minds. Humanity had found what was lost, learned what was hidden, and prepared to forge it into something new, something unstoppable. And somewhere, deep in the dark corridors of the abandoned vessel, the alien intelligence pulsed once more, watching, waiting, calculating. It had not finished with humanity yet, but it had given them a glimpse of power they would never forget. The Aurora returned to human space, carrying alien starship secrets. The crew had recovered fragments of advanced weapons, energy cores, and data drives filled with knowledge far beyond human comprehension. Yet, as Captain Elena Pierce looked at the cargo, she understood the weight of what they now possessed. This was not just technology. This was power. And with power came responsibility and danger. In the command room, Pierce assembled her senior team. What we found changes everything, she said, her voice steady but her eyes sharp. This ship was abandoned for a reason. The aliens underestimated us once, but they never expected us to learn from their mistakes. Dr. Amara Liu laid out the alien data on the holographic table. The display spun rapidly, showing alien battle strategies, ship schematics, and simulations of galactic conquest. They studied humans centuries ago, she explained. Every tactic, every weakness. But they never considered what humans could do when we had their technology and their knowledge. Lieutenant Harris frowned. So, we can turn their weapons against them? Use their own power to fight them? Yes, Pierce replied. But not just as a weapon, as a lesson. We need to be smarter than they expect, faster than they imagine, and unpredictable. The team began experimenting with the alien cores first. Even damaged, the cores radiated enormous energy. Human engineers worked tirelessly, connecting human systems to the alien technology. Sparks flew, machines hummed, and sometimes lights flickered ominously, as if the technology itself was alive, testing their skill. Meanwhile, Dr. Liu studied the biological logs from the alien ship. They revealed not just science, but arrogance, fear, and obsession. The aliens had always viewed humans as inferior, incapable of turning loss into power. The humans, by contrast, learned quickly, adapting alien tools and theories in ways their creators had never imagined. Weeks passed, and the Aurora's crew transformed the ship into a hybrid of human resilience and alien ingenuity. New weapon systems were installed, energy shields were enhanced, and propulsion methods improved. But more importantly, the crew learned strategy from the alien logs, How the enemy thought, how they planned, how they underestimated humans. Pierce gathered her team in the briefing room. Holograms of the galaxy's fleets appeared above the table. Points of light representing alien warships moved across the map in precise formations. These are the fleets that fought us before. They think we are still weak. They think centuries of loss define us. They are wrong. Harris leaned forward. How do we strike? We can't fight them head-on with our old ships. They'll crush us. No, Pierce agreed. We fight smart. We use what they left behind, and we use it unpredictably. Every battle will be different. Every strike, calculated to confuse, overwhelm, and destroy. The first trial was a small skirmish on the outskirts of human space. Using a hybrid ship built from alien tech, the crew engaged a scouting party of alien drones. The drones were faster and more numerous, but the humans had learned from the alien logs. Pierce's crew predicted their patterns, manipulated energy flows, and lured the drones into traps. In minutes, the entire squadron was neutralized. Dr. Liu's eyes sparkled. They underestimated us again, just like they did centuries ago. But success brought new challenges. The alien intelligence within the wrecked ship had left fragments that seemed to warn others. Soon, communications intercepted faint warnings between alien fleets. They're noticing changes, Harris said nervously. Our actions are spreading fear. Pierce nodded. Good. Let them underestimate us. Let them believe they are safe. Then, we will show them the cost of arrogance. Weeks turned into months. Human engineers reverse-engineered alien drones, modifying them with human tactics. Energy weapons were calibrated to human strength. Shield generators adjusted to withstand alien beams. The hybrid fleet was forming, silent and deadly. Yet, Pierce insisted on patience. We cannot rush. One mistake, and it's over. One evening, Dr. Liu approached Pierce in the captain's quarters. Captain, I've been studying the alien simulations, she said quietly. There's something unexpected. Their intelligence, the ship itself, it adapts. It's learning from us as much as we're learning from it. It's almost alive. Pierce considered this. Then we respect it. Treat it as an ally, not just a tool. Its knowledge will guide us if we are careful. Harris burst into the room, excitement written across his face. Captain, another fleet detected. They're moving into a sector near our colony worlds. They expect minimal resistance. We can use this as a test. Pierce's lips curved into a small, determined smile. Good. Prepare the hybrid fleet. Tonight, we test humanity's new strength. As night fell over the colony, the hybrid ships launched silently. Using cloaking methods adapted from alien technology, they moved undetected toward the enemy fleet. Every maneuver, every position, had been calculated from alien strategy logs, now turned to human advantage. The alien fleet, confident in centuries of dominance, did not notice until first human ships emerged from hyperspace. Energy pulses lit the void. Shields flared. Explosions rippled through the enemy formation. The humans struck with precision, exploiting weaknesses the aliens had left in their own systems, and the effect was devastating to Dr. Liu watched from the command bridge of the Aurora, her voice trembling with awe. They're falling apart, faster than I imagined. Harris shook his head. We're doing what they thought impossible. We're rewriting history. Pierce's mind, however, was not on victory yet. Hold the line, she ordered. Keep pressure. Don't let arrogance blind us. They will adapt. They always do. But this time, humans were ready. Each human maneuver was unpredictable. Each strike calculated with alien foresight and human creativity. Ships that had once been invincible were neutralized. Fleets scattered, retreating into the dark, leaving human worlds untouched. After the battle, the hybrid fleet returned quietly to the colony. There were no celebrations. Pierce understood that the war was far from over. Yet, something had changed. Humans had learned, adapted, and survived. They had taken alien technology, alien knowledge, and forged it into a weapon of their own making. Dr. Liu approached Pierce again. Captain, the alien ship's logs hint at something greater. A project, a superweapon. If we can find it, humanity could end this conflict before it truly begins. Pierce nodded slowly. Then that will be our next step. We survive, we learn, and we strike when the time is right. Humanity's loss will no longer define us. It will fuel us, and the galaxy will remember. Yet, deep within the alien starship drifting in the shadow verge, something stirred. Faint pulses of energy, almost like a heartbeat, echoed through its corridors. The intelligence within had noted human progress, their adaptation, their ingenuity. It calculated, analyzed, and waited. Humans had awakened something powerful, but the final chapter had not yet begun. Pierce looked out at the stars from the aurora. Her voice was low, but fierce. This is only the beginning. They abandoned a broken ship, but humanity will forge doom from loss. They underestimated us once. They will not underestimate us again. And in the darkness between stars, the galaxy began to whisper. A new force had emerged. Humanity was no longer weak. Humanity was learning. Humanity was becoming unstoppable. The galaxy had begun to notice the humans' sudden rise. Word a new human fleet, armed with alien technology, spread quickly through communications, intercepted by alien forces far and wide. It wasn't just the hybrid ships that scared them. It was the unpredictability of human tactics, the precision of their strikes, and the way they seemed to anticipate alien movements before they even happened. Captain Elena Pierce stood on the bridge of the Aurora, watching the stars streak past at faster-than-light speed. Around her, the crew moved with practiced efficiency, adjusting weapons, shields, and propulsion systems. Every human ship in the fleet was now a hybrid of human resilience and alien ingenuity, a combination the galaxy had never seen before. We're approaching the Valor sector, Lieutenant Harris reported. Alien patrols are minimal, but sensors indicate something large, a fleet, possibly waiting for us. Pierce's eyes narrowed. They've noticed us. Good. Let them think they have the advantage. That's when we strike. Dr. Amara Liu joined her at the observation deck, her expression tense. Captain, the alien intelligence aboard the abandoned starship, it's still active. Its calculations are predicting our every move. It's almost like it's guiding us, but also testing us. Pierce nodded. Then we follow the guidance, but we never forget it's a test. One mistake, and we could lose everything. The fleet moved into the Valor sector, cloaked and silent. Stars streaked past as hybrid ships positioned themselves around the enemy fleet. Pierce's heart raced with anticipation. This was the moment humanity would prove that they were no longer weak, no longer underestimated. Harris broke the silence. Captain, they're sending scouts. Drones. Smaller ships, fast and aggressive. Pierce's voice was calm but sharp. Engage them, but follow the pattern we learned. Don't destroy them too quickly. Let them react. Learn from them. Then we hit where it hurts. The first skirmish was tense. Alien drones swarmed in from multiple angles, firing energy pulses that could tear human ships apart. Yet the humans had adapted. They anticipated the drones' movements, using alien strategies against them. Shields flared, weapons fired with pinpoint accuracy, and one by one, the drones were neutralized. But the humans did not celebrate. The aliens were learning too. Their fleet began to converge, concentrating their forces in ways that were unpredictable. The hum of engines, the flicker of energy shields, and the pulse of alien weapons filled the void with tension. Pierce's eyes scanned a holographic map above the command table. They think they can overwhelm us with numbers, she said. They've forgotten what we learned. Prepare the second wave. Use the hybrid energy cores. Strike their command ships. The fleet moved like a single organism. Ships split and merged, creating false targets, confusing enemy sensors. Human drones, adapted from alien technology, flitted around the battlefield, feeding real-time data to the command network. The alien fleet reacted, but each move was anticipated, countered, and exploited. Then, from the darkness, a massive energy pulse erupted. One of the alien command ships had activated a weapon of terrifying scale, a beam that could wipe out multiple human ships at once. The fleet reeled as energy arcs danced across space. Brace for impact! Harris shouted, gripping his console. The pulse hit, but thanks to the alien core modifications, Human shields held firm. The hybrid fleet retaliated immediately. Energy beams lanced through the alien formation, striking with precision, and the command ship shuddered. Systems overloaded, and a series of explosions illuminated the sector. Dr. Liu's voice trembled with awe. We're holding our own against a fleet far larger than ours, against their best weapons. Pierce's mind raced. This is the moment we forge a doom they never expected. Target their power nodes. Disable their command. Make them retreat or destroy them completely. The fleet split into smaller strike teams, moving unpredictably. Alien ships were caught off guard, their formations broken. The humans exploited every weakness, every pattern recorded in the ancient alien logs. Strategy, technology, and courage combined to create a force unstoppable by conventional means. Yet the alien intelligence was still present. Pierce sensed it through every flicker, every subtle movement in the hybrid systems. It was aware, guiding, but also challenging. It was a partner and a teacher, reminding humanity that power without understanding could be ruinous. Suddenly, a holographic projection appeared on the Aurora's bridge. Not an alien, but a simulation, a warning from the ship's intelligence. Images flashed of human worlds destroyed, fleets annihilated, and the consequences of miscalculating the alien power. The message was clear. Victory was possible, but only with precision, patience, and unity. Pierce's eyes hardened. We've come too far to fail now. Follow the plan, trust our instincts, and remember what they never understood. Humans adapt, and humans endure. The battle raged for hours. Ships collided, energy beams lit the void, and debris floated like stars scattered across the darkness. But humans continued to push forward, striking with intelligence, not just brute force. They learned from every enemy move, every failure, every misstep. Then came the turning point. Using the alien cores, the hybrid fleet generated a field of energy that disrupted enemy systems. Ships stalled mid-flight, weapons jammed, and the alien fleet's cohesion collapsed. Pierce seized a moment. Now, strike their command center. Energy beams converged on the alien command ship, striking simultaneously from multiple angles. Explosions rocked the vessel, tearing it apart. The remaining ships, leaderless and confused, began to retreat. Humans did not give chase. They had made their point. The galaxy would no longer underestimate them. As the hybrid fleet regrouped, silence fell. The hum of energy cores and engines filled the void, but the tension lingered. Humans had won this battle, but the alien intelligence had not been defeated. It had only observed, learned, and waited. Dr. Liu approached Pierce. Captain, this changes everything. We've taken a step that no one thought possible. Humanity is now a force to be reckoned with. Pierce looked out at the stars, her voice calm but resolute. We've reforged our loss into power. We've taken what was abandoned and turned it into doom. But the galaxy is vast, and our story is only beginning. Harris shook his head, awestruck. The aliens will not forget this. They'll come back stronger. Let them, Pierce said, her eyes fierce. Let them underestimate us again. We've learned, we've adapted, and next time, humanity will not just survive. Humanity will conquer. Back at the abandoned alien ship, deep in the shadow verge, the intelligence pulsed once more. It had seen humanity rise, adapt, and strike with precision, but it had not finished its calculation. The humans were powerful, but the galaxy still held secrets. And the final test, the ultimate confrontation, had yet to come. Pierce turned to her crew, her face calm but determined. Tonight, we rest. Tomorrow, we plan. The galaxy may fear us now, but soon it will learn the true meaning of human resilience. And when it does, nothing will be able to stop us. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, but for the first time in centuries, humanity was no longer a small player. They had learned, adapted, and turned loss into power. They had reforged their doom, not for themselves, but for anyone foolish enough to underestimate them. And somewhere in the silent corridors of a broken alien starship, something watched, calculated, and waited. Humanity had awoken it, but what it would do next remained a mystery. The galaxy trembled in silence. The human hybrid fleet had grown stronger, faster, deadlier. Yet even they knew that their greatest challenge was still ahead. Captain Elena Pierce stood on the bridge of the flagship Aurora, her eyes scanning the void, where a massive alien armada had begun to gather. Every ship was larger, better armed, and far more organized than any they had faced before. But humanity had a secret they had never had before: knowledge, adaptation, and unrelenting will. Dr. Amara Lu stood beside her, reviewing the alien intelligence's projections. Captain, it has predicted most of our moves. But there's one thing it cannot calculate: human creativity. Unpredictable, adaptive to unstoppable. Pierce nodded. Then we make it truly unpredictable. Every strike, every maneuver, every tactic will be a puzzle the aliens cannot solve. Today, we end the fear they have cast over humanity for centuries. Lieutenant Harris's fingers danced over the controls. Captain, the fleet is ready. All hybrid ships report full capacity on shields, weapons, and energy cores. They're waiting for your command. Pierce took a deep breath. All units, focus. This is humanity's reckoning. Remember what we have learned. Remember the lessons hidden in the abandoned ship. And above all, trust yourselves. The hybrid fleet moved silently toward the alien armada. From afar, it looked like a swarm of fireflies in the void of space. Small but bright, organized yet chaotic. The alien ships observed, confident that superior numbers would crush the humans. But confidence was arrogance, and the humans had turned that weakness into their weapon. Suddenly, the lead alien warship activated its main weapon, a beam of energy so intense it could disintegrate entire sections of human ships. Pierce's fleet held steady. Shields shimmered under the assault, absorbing energy in ways the aliens had never anticipated. Every pulse, every arc of energy, was redirected and amplified through hybrid cores. Humans had learned to bend alien power to their will. Return fire, Pierce commanded. The fleet surged forward, striking key command nodes on the alien ships. Explosions tore through their formations. One by one, the alien vessels faltered, systems overloaded, weapons offline. Panic rippled through the armada. Dr. Lu's voice trembled with excitement. It's working, they're falling apart. But the alien intelligence was not defeated. From the shadow of the fleet, massive alien dreadnoughts emerged, their energy shields glowing, their weapons ready. They were calculating every move the humans made, countering strategies almost before the humans could execute them. The hum of alien power filled the void, a warning that the final challenge had begun. Pierce's mind raced. This is what we trained for. Split the fleet. Focus on the weak points. Use speed and adaptability. Draw them into traps they cannot anticipate. The hybrid fleet split into smaller strike teams, weaving in and out of asteroid fields, creating false targets and masking their true intentions. Alien dreadnoughts fired, but human ships vanished in bursts of speed and cloaking maneuvers. The battlefield was chaos, but chaos the humans controlled. Suddenly, from deep within the alien armada, a massive energy surge erupted, a singular pulse, so powerful it threatened to rip human ships apart. Harris yelled, "Captain, that energy, it's alive. The intelligence, it's attacking us directly." Pierce's eyes narrowed. Focus on the pulse, not fear. Use the cores. Redirect energy. We survive and we strike back. The hybrid fleet converged, firing coordinated energy bursts at the alien warships. The intelligence reacted, creating holographic decoys and energy shields. But humans adapted. Every failed strike was analyzed instantly, every tactic modified mid-battle. Slowly, imperceptibly, the human fleet began to dominate. In the heart of the chaos, Pierce piloted the Aurora toward the alien flagship, the core of their power. It floated ominously, massive and unyielding. The intelligence pulsed within it, reacting, calculating, predicting. But it could not predict human determination. "Prepare the hybrid cores for maximum discharge," Pierce ordered. "We strike now." The fleet converged on the flagship. Energy beams collided, shields flared, and the flagship shook violently under combined assault. The alien intelligence projected holographic warnings. Visions of human colonies destroyed, fleets annihilated, despair. But the humans were no longer prey. They were hunters. Pierce's voice rang over the comms. This is for every world they thought they owned. This is for every life they underestimated. Strike with precision. Strike with fury. The hybrid cores surge, channeling immense energy into a focused beam, striking the flagship at its power node. Explosions erupted from within, tearing the alien ship apart. The armada faltered, their coordination shattered. Ships fled, leaving the battlefield. The humans did not pursue blindly. Pierce knew the galaxy had many eyes, many dangers. Instead, they regrouped, energy cores humming, systems ready for the next challenge. They had won this battle, but the war and the consequences of awakening the alien intelligence were far from over. Dr. Liu approached Pierce, awe in her eyes. Captain, humanity did the impossible. We've turned loss into victory, fear into strength. But what about the intelligence? It's still out there, observing, learning. It may adapt. Pierce looked out at the stars, her voice calm but fierce. Let it adapt. Let it watch. Humanity is no longer a species to be underestimated. We've taken what was abandoned and forged it into power. The galaxy will remember our name. Harris shook his head, still catching his breath. We've done what even the aliens thought impossible. But there's a feeling that this is just the beginning. Something bigger, something worse may be coming. Pierce's eyes hardened. Then we prepare. We learn more. We grow stronger. They thought they could abandon a broken ship and escape humanity. They were wrong. Humanity is no longer weak. Humanity is a storm they cannot survive. As the hybrid fleet returned to human-controlled space, colonies celebrated cautiously. News spread of humanity's triumph over the alien armada, though few understood the true scale of the battle. Humans had turned centuries of loss into victory, alien arrogance into advantage, and fear into the weapon of their own making. Yet, somewhere deep in the void, the alien intelligence pulsed. It had observed, learned, and calculated. Humanity had survived its tests and emerged victorious. But the intelligence was patient. It waited, and when it acted next, it would do so with precision. Pierce stood on the bridge of the Aurora, gazing into the blackness of space. The galaxy thought it knew humans. It thought we were weak, predictable, powerless. They were wrong. We reforged our doom, and we will not stop until the galaxy learns what it truly means to fear humanity. A faint hum echoed across the fleet. Alien technology still alive, still watching, but now intertwined with human ingenuity. Humanity had struck back. Humanity had won. And the galaxy, for the first time, trembled at the name of humanity. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, but the humans were no longer small. They were strong, clever, and relentless. The abandoned starship had given them power, knowledge, and perspective. And now, the galaxy would never be the same. Somewhere in the darkness, the alien intelligence pulsed once more. It had not failed, it had been tested, and humanity had passed. But the story was far from over. Humanity had awakened a force beyond imagination, and in doing so, had set in motion events that would reshape the galaxy forever. Captain Pierce's final words echoed across the fleet. We did not survive. We did not adapt. We triumphed. And from this day forward, humanity will strike back against any who dare doubt it. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and support us. It really helps us grow and bring more videos like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.